In high definition, this is News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
We are following breaking news tonight on News Channel 5 at 6. Here's a live look right now at a tent collapse in downtown St. Louis. One person is dead and around 100 injured after severe storms swept through a post-game celebration. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We have complete team coverage of the breaking news unfolding across the area. Jeff Small is in downtown St. Louis, where that tent collapsed, killing one and injuring dozens. Talia Kaplan is at Cote Brilliant and Kings Highway, where the storm has knocked down trees, crushing cars in the area. And Bree is in the First Alert Weather Center tonight, where we start on the storm still threatening more damage, Bree.
Yeah, we're not done just yet. Now, that particular cell that caused the fatality downtown, that is beginning to make its exit from our area in the Illinois community. So that's good news. Unfortunately, we're not done. You see, there are 3 large thunderstorms that we're watching. And what we're going to start with is actually a cell that developed about an hour ago. This is in the O'Fallon area. Now, the reason why this storm is significant, it's following a very similar path to the one that went through downtown that knocked the tent down that caused the fatality. This cell also has a history of teacup size hail. You don't hear that very often. That's 3 inches in diameter. We've had numerous reports of baseball size hail out of Wentzville and the O'Fallon area. Now this warning is in effect until 6:30 p.m. This cell has been riding and hugging I-70 as it has traveled. It's moving to the northeast. I'm sorry, it's moving to the east at 45 miles an hour. We're going to continue. I'm going to go ahead and put a little storm tracker on there so you can see some of the cities. So this is about 5 minutes away from Mercy, the hospital there, 23 minutes from downtown St. Louis. So concern is that this storm is following the exact same path as the other storm going into downtown. Now just into the First Alert Weather Center. Forgive me, I'm reading this as I'm telling you. This just came to me from Chester. We do have another tornado warning. This is for Madison County and St. Clair County. I want to go ahead and clear out the radar so we can take a look at what they're talking about here. Now, this is a radar indicated tornado. This tornado warning is in effect until 6:30 p.m. We're going to go ahead and expand this and try to take a look at what they see here. Now, I can turn on the radial velocity, and we can go ahead and look for some. There it is. So we see that couplet of information. The wind indicated going towards and away from the radar. Now this is a very serious situation. If you are anywhere within the vicinity of the storm, you need to stay inside. You need to seek shelter immediately. Go to the lowest interior room of your house. This is going to affect areas in St. Charles, St. Louis City and County. This is near Creve Coeur, right along 64, traveling from Chesterfield towards that 270-64 interchange right by West County Mall there. That's where we're getting this couplet. This is the concern that we're going to see this rotation. Now, Bridgeton, Creve Coeur, Frontenac, St. Anne, all in the path of this. You need to be seeking shelter in the bottom, most interior room of your house. If you have a basement, please go there. This cell is dropping baseball-sized hail. We have rotation indicated on the radar. The cell's moving to the east at 45 miles an hour. We're going to continue to monitor this system as it pushes. We just got a little update on the radar. You saw everything shifted to the east. So it looks like this cell is right on top of 270 right now. Looking for that couplet, we're going to go ahead and back this out just a little bit. It looks to be right by Creve Coeur in the Frontenac area, that 270-64 interchange, dropping hail upwards of 2.75 inches. This cell is heading towards downtown, towards Clayton, Brentwood, University City, all areas in the path of the storm should seek shelter immediately. This is not something that you want to mess with. We've had very strong storms pushing through this area all afternoon. University City also included here, Richmond Heights. Very important to stay off the road, seek shelter, stay inside, go to the lowest, most interior room of your house. We're going to back this out and take a look at the radar one more time with the reflectivity here. You see this hook just here, just south of Maryland Heights. That's where I would suspect to find that possible tornado being indicated. We also had reports of a wall cloud dropping down there. Very significant, serious weather situation. You need to seek shelter. Go to the bottom room of your house. We continue to get reports in right now of golf ball sized hail. 1.75 inches in Creve Coeur. This is where we have the indication of that. We also have golf ball sized hail Maryland Heights. That's where we're watching for the potential that we have a possible tornado being seen on the radar here. That rotation, definitely want to go down to the lowest interior of your house. I do not have a report of a visual confirmation of this. This is something that we're seeing indicated on the radar. This is not something that has been confirmed to the National Weather Service, but when you get a signature this precise, this close to the radar, it's pretty close to the National Weather Service's office, it warrants the significant concern that, that this needs to be taken quite seriously, and that you need to go to the most interior room of your home. Now, I'm going to toss this back to Kelly just for a second so I can chat with Chester just to get the latest on the information that's coming in from the National Weather Service. And when I have updated information, we'll cut right back into you, Kelly.
All right. Thank you, Bree. Well, we want to take you back to our top story, which is breaking right now in downtown St. Louis. A tent collapse has left one dead and dozens injured. Jeff Small is live from Kilroy Sports Bar, where he's been covering the story since it happened, Jeff.
Well, Kelly, very, very serious situation. I want to show you, if you're not familiar with this area, let's take a look. If you're a baseball fan, you probably know this area, but that's Busch Stadium, where you're looking at right now. Patios, a parking lot, apartment complex, and then this area here outside of Kilroy's. This is the damaged area behind me. Quickly, the numbers you're looking at, about 150 to 250 people were outside of this tent when this happened, and we do have some dramatic video that shows you exactly what it was like in the aftermath of this. Again, as you mentioned, Kelly, one person dead, as many as 100 people treated at the scene here. Many of them did not want to be taken to the hospital. 17 of them did. We're told 5 of those folks who were injured had severe injuries, critical, in fact, we were told, with injuries to their head. And as the fire chief explained, is this tent that blew over at one point was erect, and when the straight line winds came through, the tent was lifted up off the ground and then came crashing down onto these hundreds of people who were down here. And the tent is held by thick metal poles, and the fire chief says that those metal poles is what struck people in the head and their bodies and caused all of this damage. And he told me he actually has some concerns about the tent. Here's what he told me a minute ago.
As you can see, it's pitched on top of the train tracks. We've got wires down. It's a little bit of concern for the fire department and the safety. We err on the side of the public. We want to make sure they're always safe, and this really concerns me.
And as one person told me, he said that while they were outside, literally at one point they're dancing, having a good time, celebrating the win. They actually saw these dark clouds rolling across this area, didn't expect this, and then he said just literally like all hell broke loose is the way one person described me. But again, one person dead, 17 others injured, 5 of them critical. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And we want to check in with Alex Fees now. He is live at St. Louis University Hospital, where some of the injured were taken. What is the latest on their conditions, Alex?
Well, Kelly, good evening. I've just gotten off the telephone with officials here at St. Louis University Hospital. They tell me that 6 people from Kilroy's were treated here early this evening. There are other people that are not as seriously injured who are yet waiting to be treated. Now, Chief Jenkerson told us, as you heard some of those figures Jeff mentioned, 150 to 250 people were under the tent at the time. 17 people were transported to area hospitals, 5 in critical condition. Of course, there was one fatality there. Chief Jenkerson said they treated about 100 people altogether. Now, Captain Dan Sutter, the Public Information Officer for the St. Louis Fire Department, told me they received assistance from 5 other departments: Creve Coeur, Shrewsbury, Clayton, Richmond Heights, and Abbott. Ambulance responded and assisted in transporting some of these patients to area hospitals. I spoke to a couple guys who came outside to smoke a few minutes ago. They were wearing Cardinal jerseys, told me they were with a group of about 20 at Kilroy's tonight, said they saw it coming and simply hit the deck. They are here with several people in that party. However, they expect that none of them will have critical injuries. They expect and hope they will be treated and released very soon. Live tonight in St. Louis, Alex Fees, News Channel 5.
And our team coverage continues now with Talia Kaplan. She is at Cote Brilliant and Kings Highway, where strong winds have downed trees and caused damage to property in that area. Talia?
Absolutely, Kelly. And on my way here, I had very many challenges. In fact, a traffic light actually fell, and many traffic lights in the area aren't working, and tree limbs fell, shutting down many streets. And then there's this. A tree limb actually fell on top of this SUV. It uprooted and fell right on top of it. Now, at first, we were hearing reports that someone was inside the car at the time, but luckily that wasn't the case. Ronette Henderson says she was sitting in this car with her sister just seconds before the tree uprooted and fell on top of it, crushing the back of her sister's car. They were just returning from a shopping trip, and they were sitting and talking in the car for a few minutes. Ronette says she feels blessed that she and her sister got out of the car when they did.
You know what? We were sitting there talking. And then I said, come on, let's go in, because I'm kind of cold. If I would have never said I was cold, we would have been in the car. Thank God I was cold, and we got out the car. But like I said, it happened in a matter of seconds. We could have been in there, but thank God we wasn't.
Ronette's sister has car insurance, but Ronette says, unfortunately, many of the things that they bought today that were in the trunk, she believes is now destroyed. Live in St. Louis, Talia Kaplan, News Channel 5.
And we want to check in with Bree again with the latest. You have some more warnings, Bree?
Yeah, just an update on the information that's coming in. Now, we are watching the tornado warning that's in effect, and we're watching areas right around Wentzville and the O'Fallon area. You see that in the red. We have lots of warnings, though, so I do want to update you on everything. First, this one here, this was the cell that went through downtown. Severe thunderstorm, that warning is in effect until 6:15. This one here that we look just to the south in Jefferson County, that also in effect until 6:15, but really the most significant is the tornado warning that we have in effect. Now, this cell is following a very, very similar path to the one that went through downtown, and so that's what I want to get right to. This tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 6:30 p.m. Now, on the radar, they indicated that this tornado warning was near Maryland Heights, moving east at 45 miles an hour, dropping baseball-sized hail. I continue to get reports in of egg-sized hail, that's 2-inch hail in Maryland Heights, ping-pong-sized hail being reported in Creve Coeur, St. Anne getting reports of golf ball-sized hail, severe thunderstorm warning being extended now down in Jefferson County. That was that second system that I showed you. That's until 7 p.m. tonight. We are also getting reports of baseball-sized hail coming out of the system. Now, this has had hail the size of teacups reported from it. Now, the area that we're concerned for is right here where you see these darkest colors, just south of St. Anne. And I want to go ahead and show the reflectivity to you. This is how we look for tornadoes on the radar. We're looking for that couplet of red and green coupled together right by University City, right just up 170. This is just north of Brentwood, where you've got that Target, that the intersection at 64 and 170 there with the Nordstrom Rack and the Target. There's a bunch of shops there. People shopping should be seeking shelter immediately. You see this red and green coupled together, and that indicates the potential for that possible rotation of tornado in the Clayton area, Brentwood area. This is anyone in this particular vicinity. Tower Grove towards Southampton needs to be seeking shelter immediately. Lowest interior level of your house. We'll continue to get information in. Chester's actually coming to me right now. There's a report from Sarah Daly, 270 and Dorset. She says that there's a very large hail, up to baseball-sized hail. She needs to be seeking shelter immediately. She's also seeing damage on the roadways, possible tree limbs down there, as well as we've already seen lots of images of hail causing damage to automobiles, windshields being damaged, damaged cars on the side of the road, and roads covered in hail. So this is a very significant severe weather event. We're going to continue to watch this, update you on the very latest, but the bottom line is folks in this immediate vicinity seek shelter. Stay with News Channel 5 and we'll update you on the very latest right after the break. We continue to watch a developing weather situation here. Primary threat is a tornado warning that we are watching. This now includes the city of St. Louis. You can see the strong thunderstorm here on the First Alert Weather Radar Network. Now, this warning is in effect until 6:30 p.m. The most recent reports coming in are that this rotation, the rotation being indicated, is on top of University City right now. So folks in U City need to be seeking shelter immediately. We've seen the system already drop. Baseball-sized hail, teacup-sized hail. This is what we look for when we're looking for tornadoes, that red and green signature that indicates winds moving towards the radar and winds moving away. That's how we find rotation, and you see such a distinct red-green contrast here. This is what's giving us the indication that we do have the possibility of rotation. Sarah Daly just called in. She's at the intersection. She's in Brentwood right around 264 there and 170, indicating hail-covered roadways. We continue to have reports of golf ball-sized hail coming in. This storm near University City, it's moving east at 45 miles an hour. It's dropping hail 2.75 inches in size. Cities that need to be aware of this: downtown St. Louis, University City, the Forest Park area, Richmond Heights, Brentwood. We're continuing to watch it push through Creve Coeur. St. Anne had lots of reports of hail coming in from St. Anne. I do want to zoom in just a little bit closer so you can see exactly where you see this couplet here. Now, where the couplet is, that's where we're most concerned. It's heading towards Barnes West and Forest Park, but this is a large system that's dropping hail on a wide scale here. So even though you may not be in the vicinity where we're seeing this red-green couplet very close together, we have the concern for very damaging hail. We've already seen multiple reports of vehicles being damaged, windshields being cracked, trees blown over, windows knocked out of homes, and of course we had the fatality earlier. This cell is moving in the same path that the initial cell went through this afternoon that caused the fatality downtown. So we've already seen hail, we've already seen some destruction push through here, and as you can see on the radar, let's go ahead and take that full one more time. We're going to watch this couplet as it comes through. Now, we continue to get reports coming in, this system moving very quickly towards downtown St. Louis. I want to go ahead and put the radar back on for you so that we can take a look at the storm.